Hi guys, this is Tanner. I'm here today to show you how to create a picture motif on PowerPoint. So this is basically what we're going to learn how to do. I would suspect that your image won't be of my cat, but perhaps something that you actually care about. So what I'm going to do here is open up a blank PowerPoint slide and click on Insert and Pictures. And what we're doing here is inserting what the background images are going to be of the motif that we're about to create. So I'm just highlighting my images and pressing insert. Okay, so now I have a giant stack of all of the photos of my pets here. I thought that would be a fun theme for this project. So I'm just going to zoom out a little so you guys can see a little better. So automatically after you paste them, they are already highlighted. So all you need to do is click on Picture Layout. Now what this fun tool does is it rearranges your photos to create a more visually pleasing arrangement of them. So basically what we're looking for is something that is going to line up our images that doesn't allow any gaps in between the photos. This is going to make it much easier to create a quick picture motif rather than individually resizing and adjusting all of the photos. So what I found is that the picture lineup layout is the most ideal to use for this. So please click on that. Okay, so now that we have all of our photos in one line, what we're going to do is select them if my PowerPoint lets me. Okay, we're going to select the images and press Control Shift G G. Now this usually takes a minute or two for my computer to process. Basically what it is doing is ungrouping all the layers of this layout that we chose. So now what we're going to do is try and just highlight the photos, see if it'll let me, and it looks like it did. We're just going to press Control X, which is going to cut them out of the picture and save them to our clipboard. All we need to do is press right click and paste. And right now we're going to paste it as a text because we want to remove these lines. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing is removing them from this set of lines that was part of the original image. And I'm just going to highlight those and delete them because we don't need those for this project. Okay. So what we're going to do now is highlight this image, or all of these images, and we are going to go to Drawing Tools, and we're going to go to Shape Outline and No Outline. And all we're doing is removing those blue lines that were around all of the images, just to give it a more finished look. That way it's not breaking it up so much. Okay, and after that, all I want to do is highlight these and click on Drawing Tools, and we're going to group these together just to make them one unified object and make our lives a little easier. And what I want to do is actually select this and Control X again to cut it out, and we're going to paste it as an image, and this is going to make it a little easier for us to work with and a little easier for the computers to process. If you prefer higher quality images, you can keep them as a text file, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to do that because it slows up my computer too much. So basically what I'm doing is pulling this image that we pasted as a picture file rather than a text file and just dragging it up to the top corner of the PowerPoint. And I just want to adjust it so that way it fills up the whole screen. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is right click and press copy. And again, we're going to paste a second copy of this, whoops, sorry guys, second copy of this right alongside of that strip that we just created. So I'm just going to right click over here and press paste. So now we have this picture image again, and there it goes. It snaps right into place right next to that one for me. And again, what we're going to do is highlight both of these. And as you can see, we have them both selected. And we're going to group these as well. So select Format, and Group, and Group. Okay, so now we have one very large image. And what this is going to allow us to do is to copy and stagger this to create a unique, oops, a unique mosaic effect. So what I'm doing is right-clicking on this whole image and pressing copy. So that way I'm selecting this doubled file here. And to quickly paste it, you just press Control V. And what we're going to do is just move this around whichever way we find most interesting to us and paste it. And we're going to do this all the way until we get to the bottom of the image. So just press Control V for each row that you want to create. And we're going to go all the way down the photo here. You want to make sure that the photos that you're using aren't lining up with one another from the image before. If you were to simply do it one by one all the way down like this, you get more of a blanket effect, as I like to call it, rather than a staggered, mosaic look that's actually kind of pleasing to the eye. Okay, so I'm going to continue on with this. This will just take me another minute. You want to ideally not have any gaps in between the pictures, otherwise you may be able to see them. Because this is zoomed out for the sake of you guys being able to see the full image, I may very well accidentally do that, but don't follow as I do. Do as I say, not as I do, as they say. Okay, so we're almost at the bottom here. I'm trying to do this quickly, but as cleanly as possible. Now you could, copy and paste two separate bars, the skinny ones that just fit into this box, but I find that doubling it up and doing it like this is actually much easier and a little less time consuming. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have one that overhangs just a little bit, but that'll be fine. I'm not concerned with that. Okay, one more just to cover up the rest of that little bit of white space. And I'm going to put it right here. That looks like a good spot. Okay, so now that we have this nice collection of images here of my cats and dogs, all I'm going to do is highlight them, press Control X again to cut them and hold them to the clipboard, and then we're going to paste it as an image. This is going to group all those pictures together and make this a lot easier for the computer again. Okay, and although this shrinks, what we're going to do is just drag it up and make it the same height of the PowerPoint itself. Okay, so there it is. It's clipped into the correct space here. Another little inch. There we go. Okay, so then what we're going to do is go back up to Format. We're going to crop this so that way it fits the PowerPoint. Okay. So what you're going to do is click on these black tabs here and pull them into the corners of the image. PowerPoint will help you to adjust it. It kind of has a little tension when it gets to the exact shape of the slide, which makes it easier for you to find where it's supposed to go. And after you get it to the correct shape, you're just going to press Escape, and that negative space will be deleted. Okay, so this is the basic background of your mosaic, and now we're going to insert the overlay image on top of it. So what we're going to do is click on Insert and click on Shapes. What we're going to do is use the rectangle shape to cover over the mosaic that we just created. Now before we go any further, what we need to do is remove the little border around this blue box. The way we do that is clicking on Shape Outline and then clicking No Outline. And all that does is take away that little blue border because we don't need that around our image. Perhaps you do, but I don't feel that it's necessary. Okay, so then after that, you want to insert the image that you want to be used as the image that lays over top of the others. For this tutorial, I decided to use one of my cat. Ideally, it's easier to use a horizontal picture, but I just really enjoyed this picture and I wanted to share it with you guys. So bear with me. What you want to do is adjust it again to match the width or the height, whichever works for your image, and adjust it to fit the size of the PowerPoint again. So right now it's lined up side to side, and what I need to do is crop it. So what I'm going to do is go back to Format and Crop. Okay. So to do that again, we're going to adjust these. And as you can see here, the image gets a little bluer as you see that it's in the slide view, and outside of that it gets dark gray. So that helps me to see where I need to move my image to. You can actually click and drag to adjust it while you're cropping it, so that way you can get it just where you like it. I'm going to drag in this bottom one a little bit and snap that into place as well. Okay, so again, what you do after you find it in the spot that you like, you press escape, and again the negative image is gone. This is my cat Berkeley. Okay, so now what we do, now that we have this in place, is we're just going to click it and hold it to the side, right click it, and press cut. Now what we're going to do is go back to this blue box that we created. We're going to go back to Format. I think you can see Format, and we're going to go to, oops, sorry guys, my computer's acting up. We're going to go to Shape Fill, and we're going to go to Texture, More Textures. Okay, so what this brings up here is a little tool. It's called Pattern Fill, Pattern or Texture Fill. And what we're going to do is go to Insert from Clipboard, and it automatically inserted it for me because I've already done this tutorial. But what it does is it overlays it over top. Now your image might show that it's still solid. So what you do to adjust that is this toggle right here that says transparency. And that will either make the images from behind appear more or less. I had mine right about 30%, which I thought looked decent for this picture, but yours might be different depending on how dark or light it is. And after that, if you'd like, you can also click on Picture, which is under the Shape options, and you can adjust the brightness and contrast as well. I'll adjust the contrast a little bit just to give it a little more interest, but ideally it's the artist's decision, whoever is creating this, that gets to decide how dark or light and contrasted they'd like it. So this is your final image, and you just created a mosaic. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed.